Storm groaned, pacing back and forth in the mud near the pond, his whitish-grey fur getting wet and muddy.
"I'm sure she's fine,"
said Aki. The leader of Grey Clan was lying on the stump of a dead tree at the edge of the forest around the pond. Her reddish-brown coat glistened in the sun, with her back-tipped tail flicking back and forth in annoyance. She'd been listening to Storm's ramblings for almost an hour now.
"Sage is a good healer, but she's no fighter,"
Storm retorted.
"What if she gets stopped by a group of Red Clan warriors who aren't in favor of the treaty?"
"We're at peace with Red Clan.
Aki snapped.
Things have calmed down since their skirmish with Black Star. Don't worry."
"Stop worrying? How can I stop worrying? Have you met the warriors of Red Clan? They will do anything to pick a fight. And may I also add, there has been sightings of Silvertech mutants further and further into the lands."
"Enough!"
Aki shouted, sitting up on her stump. Storm saw her claws flex and bore into the soft, rotting wood. She flinched a little when a swarm of ants crawled out and began biting and stinging her, but remained steadfast.
"All you have done is worry,"
she continued, her tone softer now that she had his attention.
"Silver is well aware of our boundaries and knows not to take any animals within them. The Red Clans expected Sage to their lands, and this was most likely a greeting party at the borders to escort her to their encampment. Your sister is fine and will return soon enough."
"You don't know that!"
Storm snapped back.
"For all we know,
Aki? Oh, sorry."
Storm had been interrupted by Claire, Aki's niece. The light grey and white cat had snuck through the bushes that surrounded the pond.
"I'm sorry to interrupt."
The clan mother apologized again.
"Don't worry,"
Aki assured, glaring at Storm with her grey-blue eyes.
"You weren't interrupting anything."
Storm gave a humph and sat down away from the water's edge and began to clean the mud from his paws.
"We had just finished."
Aki said, fully disregarding Storm.
"Go on, what is it?"
"They need you at the central border oak."
Claire continued.
"There's been a skirmish with the wolves of Black Star. Again."
Aki took an interest in the cat's words and leapt down from her perch.
"Thank you. Storm! You're coming with me, and so are Marco and Yarrow. Get them, please."
"Yeah,
Storm snorted.
sure."
Aki passed through the barrier of shrubs, and Storm stretched his legs back before following.
"So, where are your siblings anyway?"
He asked Claire as he passed.
"How should I know? That's not my business. You can care about someone and not be on them every minute of every day, Storm."
"Well, pardon me for being me."
"Oh, you are your daughter's father."
Claire snapped. Storm was taken aback for a second. There was a moment of silence before Claire gave in.
"They're under the rock outcropping."
"Thank you."
Storm responded before bounding off, leaving Claire behind. Storm found Claire's brothers exactly where she said they would be. He approached them as Marco rolled from his back onto his white stomach, trying to hide in the shadows with his black back. Yarrow stood from laying down in the soil and arched his back, stretching. He shook the dirt from his golden brown coat, sending a small cloud of dust into the air.
"Where are we going?"
asked Yarrow mid-yawn.
"Aki needs us to accompany her in the border oak."
The grey cat responded.
"What happened this time?"
Marco groaned, rolling his eyes.
"Did a warrior flick his tail a hair over the border?"
"We simply have to be there in case anything goes wrong."
Just get up, Marco.
Yarrow ordered his brother.
You weren't doing anything anyway.
Marco groaned and stood up, shouting a look at Yarrow before following Storm to accompany Aki.
"I didn't ask you, runt."
Marco ground out the last word through his teeth. Yarrow remained silent and followed after, not wanting to start a fight with his larger brother. They were the same age, but Marco was bigger, and Yarrow was indeed the runt of his family. The three cats followed their clan leader for a good 15 minutes to the border oak, the giant, ancient tree that was the marker for the centre of the clanlands. The borders had been rearranged from fourths to thirds after Blue Clan was taken by the facility of Silver. Silver was situated somewhere north of the Grey and Red clans, beyond the boundaries of the clan lands, and therefore free of the treaty the clans had agreed upon many years ago. Another place situated outside the clan lands was the cavern in the caves inside Mount Erythane. Its very secretive members spent their days communing with the gods, or something like that. They were a bunch of religious zealots, probably high off the fumes inside the stones of the volcano. The majority of their lives were spent worshipping the ethereals. There was nothing wrong with them. They were just a bunch of weirdos, never really leaving the mountain, except during the celebration of one, where they would offer their services and perform rituals to ensure the prosperity of the clan lands. Which reminded Storm the celebration was about a week away. He groaned inside at the fact he might have to deal with those priests again.
Any word on Sage?
Marco asked.
No.
Storm heaved. Yarrow saw Marco's shoulders sag. His brother hadn't taken that news well. As they approached the great oak tree, they saw 3 wolves. The white one with a black spot over his left eye, and a black stripe running along his spine to end in his tail was instantly recognizable as Solar, the blue-eyed Black Star clan leader, whose father had been chosen by the Red Clan after the war. Solar was a better leader than his father, who was, suffice to say, a coward and a puppet for the Red Clan up until his death. While Solar wasn't one to back down from a challenge, he was still cautious and occasionally controlled by fear as he tried to do what was best for his wolves. The other 2 weren't as recognisable, as they were just plain, normal grey wolves. Solar smirked as they approached.
Solar, what is the meaning of this?
Aki asked, not wasting any time and getting right to the point.
The meaning?
Responded Solar, incredulously, as if he was expecting Aki to know.
Your cats were seen trespassing on our territory, kitten.
The word bit into Aki. Of all the things the wolves called her, she despised being called kitten the most. Being called a helpless child just now allowed a small rift to form in her mind to a dark chapter of her life.
Don't kitten me.
She shot back, redirecting her anger to the situation at hand. She looked down, realizing Solar had stepped a paw across the border while calling her kitten. She looked up with a smirk that matched Solar's, as the canines melted away to a more serious scowl.
You have no right to threaten my cats.
She continued, taking her own step forward.
We are all defending more territory than we are used to.
I was just suggesting that you continue to remind them of the new borders and keep them on their own land.
Solar said, realizing the mistake with his paw.
I know we both don't want another war.
He retreated a pace backwards, returning into his territory.
We'll do our best to leave your lands be,
said Aki, level confidence fully returning to her voice.
but I can't make you any promises. Perhaps you could try being less fearful. Mistakes happen.
The wolves watched as the cats turned to leave. Solar scoffed at them before turning to his 2 guards to return to their camp.
Storm.
Aki called over her shoulder.
Yes, Aki.
Storm trotted up and met her stride.
Double our patrols on the southern border. I don't want any wolves coming in from that direction. If they're nomadic, I don't know how they'll snuck into Black Star, but they'll have to go around and come through Red Clan's territory or from the west.
I'll be sure to tell the warriors as I see them.
And remind them as you see them as well.
Marco, you hear that?
I don't know.
Marco said.
I don't think I was right here when she said it. One more time?
Are you purposely trying to be a smartass?
Storm challenged Marco, turning and squaring up to Yarrow's brother.
I don't know. Can you not identify sarcasm?
Marco,
Yarrow eased in.
I think everyone's a little on edge given recent events concerning Blackstar and Silver, and I know you're both on edge given Sage's late return.
Marco snapped his head around to look at Yarrow with a piercing stare that said, "How dare you?"
The big cats are talking, little brother.
Marco spat, advancing menacingly towards Yarrow, who backed away carefully.
A tiny, sniveling runt like yourself might get hurt. Or worse.
The hair on Marco's back rose on end and he bared his teeth. He extended his claws on one paw and bared his teeth in a snarling hiss.
Marco,
Aki said, charging Yarrow's brother and standing him down by pinning the cat on his black back with little resistance.
do not, I repeat, do not threaten your brother like that ever again.
Marco breathed heavily under his leader's weight.
And do not be a sarcastic jerk towards your fellow warriors. Understand?
Marco stared, as if challenging Aki.
I expect an answer. Understand, Marco?
I understand.
Marco eased out. Aki stepped off the warrior and led her nephew back to his feet.
Storm,
Aki called again for the warrior.
take Marco and relieve the southern border patrol. Use that time to start out your disagreement.
The two cats stared at each other with mild disgust before walking off.
Aki,
Yarrow said when the two were out of earshot.
you didn't need to do that.
Yarrow, you need to start standing up for yourself.
Aki responded.
I will always be standing in your corner, but I need to know that you'll stand alone when the time comes for me to step away from the ring.
Yarrow remained silent the entire way back to the camp.
Your brother disobeyed my orders again.
Aki told Yarrow.
He thinks I didn't notice, but he broke away to follow us back.
I know.
Yarrow responded.
Be careful.
Aki warned before moving off to her other clan leader duties. Not seeing anyone looking his way, ensuring he wouldn't be followed, he sneaked away towards the outermost northern border of the clan lands. Being this far out with no one around, Yarrow felt free. That feeling of freedom was dashed by a familiar voice coming up behind him.
Where are you running off to?
Marco asked, running after him. Yarrow was struggling to think of something, being caught off guard.
I'm going to, hunt. Yeah, that sounds right.
The small cat said to himself.
Cool, I'll come with you.
No, that's alright. I prefer hunting alone.
Marco looked at him through suspicious eyes.
Listen, I'm sorry about earlier. The stress has been getting to me, and I think I just need to clear my head. I'll only ask once more if I can go hunting with you.
Don't you have a patrol to be on? Or Storm?
He and I need our own space to sort things out concerning...
Certain events?
Marco nodded.
Well, I prefer to, hunt alone.
Okay, just don't hurt yourself.
Yarrow nodded before slowly turning.
And you watch out for our aunt.
Yarrow suggested before leaping away into the forest. Given his small size, he wasn't visible above the ferns, and Marco lost visual contact.
You little runt.
He muttered to himself.
Alright, I wanna live in freedom. I wanna dance with my demons. I wanna drink for no reason and celebrate every season. Yeah, call my place the kingdom. Cause I got what you need, hun. And we don't answer to no one. Cause we're just out here to have fun. So let's get some, yeah. I hate it, I love it. I'm aimless and honest. Feel weightless, I'm on it. Cause I've waited and I want it, yeah. And no, I'm not playing around. I knock them all down and out. And they be down for the count. I'm lost but I'm never found no more. Yeah, I wanna be high, that's right. Yeah, I wanna live life at night. I don't wanna get by just fine. I wanna be a king for a day, not a sheep for a decade. I'd rather play for keeps than a fair trade. I'd rather turn up the heat, screw an ice age. I'm about to crank up the speed, call it upgrade. I hate it, I love it. I'm aimless and honest. Feel weightless, I'm on